Can Minecraft Hardcore really be that difficult? Oh my... Where the hell did that creeper come from? No way! So it turns out it can be that difficult. So I try and survive for as long as I can in this new Minecraft Hardcore world. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. This looks like a pretty good spawn. So first order of business was to knock down some trees. Crafting table down. Wooden pickaxe. Now we can get some melons for some food. And then to get some cobblestone and coal. Now to make a stone pickaxe and finish collecting all the coal we have gathered. Now to collect this iron over here so we can make some iron tools and hopefully find some diamonds. Now let's smelt this iron so we can make an iron pickaxe. So we found some diamonds, so we're going to mine those up. It was only 2 diamonds, so have to pick those up. We finally made the advancement diamonds for the first time on Java Edition, so that felt pretty good. We then went further down the cave before we found some more diamonds, so we picked those up, avoiding those zombies going down the waterfall. I then decided to make a iron sword and shield so we could actually defend ourselves. So seeing as we were so far down in the cave, I didn't want to die at this point after we'd found diamond. We then chucked our iron into a furnace and crafted ourselves a diamond pickaxe. There was also a bunch of zombie noises behind me, so I decided to dig towards the noises and hopefully find a mob spawner. So we eventually found the mob spawner and had a gathering of zombies waiting there for us. So we didn't want to jump in there straight away and lose this world. As you can see, a lot of zombies. So we dealt with the welcoming party and looted the mob spawner, as any normal person would, and got a surprise attack by a zombie above us. Oh, golden apple. And a bucket, so I didn't even need to make one. We eventually found ourselves mining up some more diamonds, which was pretty lucky to bring our total to about 10, 8 or 10 diamonds. And we had a visitor whilst trying to get back down, which was a baby zombie, which I died to in a previous world. So we dealt with that little bugger and decided to set off to try and find a spot for our base. So we ended up finding a village nearby, which was pretty useful, so we can use these villages for trading and stealing their things, apparently, which include their beds. So I went through the village and borrowed the hay bales, so I could get some more food. Don't mind me stealing all your hay bales, I'll return them, not. After finally making some armor, which included iron boots and a diamond helmet, so we set off to try and find the ideal spot to build. But instead of finding the perfect spot to build, we found a shipwreck instead, which you can see in the top left hand corner of your screen, and decided to go loot that, because why not? We eventually found the treasure map and started to dig to try and find the treasure, which took forever. It took the rest of this entire Minecraft day to find it, and we eventually had to sleep and didn't want to give up because it could have had some useful stuff in it, including more diamonds, which I wasn't turning down. So that's what we did. This is sped up so you don't have to witness the amount of pain I went through to try and find this map, this treasure actually. And yeah, just was digging in the wrong spot for about 10 minutes. Found it. Oh my god. That was a struggle. Then we pretty much went back to the village and started chopping down trees to clear an area to start out our base. So we ended up getting rid of some trees, most of the leaf litter, which was about 7 stacks, and some grass that was lying on the ground so that we could prepare for building a house. I then realized if I wanted to build my house, I needed more iron. So I decided to go mining and stumbled across a room portal before going caving. And we found some useful stuff. There was creepers hanging around as well. So we found some tools, a hoe, a flint and steel, some flint, and some of those other blocks. I don't know what they're called. So when we eventually did go mining, we were greeted by a friendly neighborhood skeleton guarding the cave. So I tried to jump down, and instead of jumping down, I dropped my bucket. We jumped down, and then we got jumped by a second skeleton. So we decided we weren't gonna fight two at one go, and just retreated before we got shot at by another skeleton, which missed by like a fraction. So healed back up and then fought skeletons again. Believe it or not, we fought more skeletons for picking up some more iron and proceeded to collect some more iron, followed by more iron and some coal. We eventually stumbled across a abandoned mine shaft and some gold, but there really wasn't actually that much in the mine shaft. Not much to brag about. There weren't many minecart with chests, and there weren't many spider spawners at all, which was quite a surprise and quite good, to be fair. We found a golden apple and some more coal, some pumpkin seeds and some melon seeds, which could come in handy for future use. So we then found the second and only chest in this mine shaft, which was actually very good. Had 4 diamonds, a golden apple, and some torches, which were handy. So we then proceeded to find this incredible cave, but the skeleton thought he was owner, so I showed him who was boss and now proceed to own the cave. We then collected more diamonds, which was only 1, and then we found a pretty good vein of diamond, which was about 8, I'm gonna say. Also didn't forget to collect some redstone while I was at it, so we might need it in the future. And then we mined up these last 2 veins of diamonds and headed back to base. Was that only 1 as well? Okay, now that we're back at base and have got ourselves some shears, we can go and collect some leaves for our base. I then began making a wall around where I was gonna replace my base, so I worked on that. With the wall done, I needed to move my stuff out so I could start to work on my actual house. And then we got to work on building the base, which, yeah, it's not the greatest looking base in the world, but it's practical and it's home, so I'm happy with it. I was then coming up with a bunch of different designs for the look of the house, and yeah, I like that. I was experimenting with the stairs and how it worked with the leaves. So, yeah, I was just experimenting, figuring out what I liked the most, and I changed it once or twice. So, don't expect it to stay this way. So, I actually ended up misplacing the stair right there, and I thought, hang on a minute, that actually looked pretty good. So I went with that, and then we put the leaves behind it instead. And then we put stripped oak logs above it. Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah, and that's the design we decided to go with. So we started changing the rest of it. We then changed up the fence because I didn't like the fence posts as the guardrails. I liked the fence gates more than the actual fences. So we also went with that, which I think actually looks pretty decent. We then started placing logs as to where the house would actually be, and we were going to end up putting another veranda out the back, but it was just not enough room for the actual house. It would have been way too small, so we ended up getting rid of that back veranda and just putting a path around the back of their house to the front. So I did initially plan the house to be way bigger than this, but it's a starter house, so that's okay. So we did end up making the entire floor out of birch planks. So and putting torches underneath so mobs wouldn't spawn underneath our house. Not like we were gonna go down there anyway, but just to keep it safe in case we did go under there and there's a creeper magically appeared. But yeah, we finished the floor and started work on the actual house itself. We also added some details, which included some trapdoors and some stairs at the bottom of the logs that held up our house, just to give it some more depth. Because at the moment it was lacking in that, which I decided to fix up. And we also had some extra stairs, so we put some on the outside as well. We then put some more extra details on the build, just to give it some more depth like before. And I think what we've done here is given it a little more. We still need to finish off that wall, but we were waiting on the stone to smelt, so we waited for that and did this while we were waiting. I then built a staircase leading up to the second floor, which didn't take me too long to build, but I think it was necessary because I'd love to build my houses with 2 stories on them, just to give it some extra detail and room. And yeah. That's what we did, and then we filled in the floor. And then we got to work on the next floor's walls. So we ran out of wood here, so we needed to go get some more, but before we did that, we were focusing on what we wanted it to look like. So I was playing around with where to put the walls and whatnot. I then decided to just leave it the way it was and keep it on the same layout as before. I'm stumbling my words, but you know what I mean. I put it back. And then came building the walls. So we went with wood, oak wood, and oak stripped logs, just to change it up, give it some extra detail. And yeah, ran out of wood again, so we needed to go get a lot more than what we needed. So then we finished the frame with oak logs, and then proceeded to mine for some more materials to finish the roof. With the starter base done, now we can move all of our stuff from over there into that big thing. So we're gonna do that. So we moved our furnace, bed, crafting table, stone cutter, and chest into the house. We put the chest up the top near our bed and added in some extra details. We also put our enchantment table down later on and proceeded to start moving the stuff in the chest, which took longer than I expected. Right, so enchantment table. If you all enjoyed this new learning curve, it's been a fun to record and edit this entire thing, so hopefully I can come back and make another one soon. Right, so enchantment table. I'm gonna make another lantern. And get some wood slabs and hang this above the enchanting table. Oh, that looks so cool when it's done. Let's go to sleep. The last day in this episode. And let's get a thumbnail. How do I hide my... There you go.